Hey, welcome to Dan's ADV. Today I'm going to cover the tools and other accessories that I bring with me on my motorcycle adventures. I do have a favor to ask. If you would use my links to buy these items, if you're going to buy them anyway, that would help me out. Also, a like and subscribe would be appreciated. So I do get asked from time to time, what tools do you bring? What do you carry with you on a trip? And so I'm going to make this video. It's pretty extensive, and I don't carry all of these items all of the time. It really depends on the trip. It depends on how remote we are. It depends on what bikes we are on. But this will give you an overview of the smorgasbord, if you will. When I go on a trip, I look at all of these items and I decide which ones I want to bring with me. It's evolved over the years, but some of these things have been proven over time, and I'm very happy with them. Others are just like, yeah, take it or leave it, but I'm going to explain all that to you in this video. So I'm going to cover four major groups or categories, if you will, of items. I'm going to go standard tools, then tires, tire pumps, tire tools, then medical, and then miscellaneous. So you can skip the chapters that you're interested in. So let's start with tools, and we'll go from there. So everything I carry in the form of tools I'm going to show you goes in this bag here. I found this tool roll to be about the right size for me, and it holds everything I need. And what I'm going to show you right now goes in this tool bag. First, I have a bag of accessories, hardware. You can't see what's in there because it turns all black, but this is all random metric bolts and fasteners and nuts. Just, you know, you never know what will happen on a trail, and those are really handy to have. Put those in there. I use combination wrenches because it takes the number of wrenches you have to carry in half. I don't have links to these. These are just random ones that I've had from around the shop for many years, and some of them came with different bikes, but you can get online and find these. Just use the most common sizes for your motorcycle. I try and use one tool for as many different things as possible. So this Motion Pro 1/4 inch drive T-handle is incredibly handy, and I've adapted it to 3 different things. So I can use sockets, just a metric socket kit. I have a link to that, and that fits in this pouch here. I have Allen keys. Now I can be more efficient and just throw these all in there for space, but what I found is on the trail, it is so annoying for me to have to sort through a pile of bits to try and find the right one, and then they fall out, and then you don't know if you got them all back in because you're working in the grass. So I do carry these organizers, and it just me. So take with that as you like. Then I have a Torx set and a Torx organizer, and I've popped on a couple of the bigger sockets, the metric sockets, and then I also carry an adapter from the 1/4 inch to the 1/2 inch socket. So I can run any of those 3 tools, the Torx, the Allens, or the sockets, the metric sockets, all from this T-handle. And this all fits in that pouch. And then I just put my T-handle there. I also carry, and this will overlap a little bit with the tire section, but I'm going to cover what they do in more detail. But I carry this valve fish tool with a valve core remover. I carry a small set for a tire puncture repair if we're running tubes. If somebody is running tubeless, I bring that, obviously. If we're all tubed, then that doesn't make any sense. I carry a master link. Goes in this bag here. I carry fuses and zip ties. I carry a lot more zip ties than that, but I stash them everywhere. But there's zip ties, electrical tape, JB weld. If you get a crankcase puncture, I've never had to do this, but I've seen it done enough that I'm hoping that I can do it if I ever need to. And obviously just a screwdriver. This is a reversible screwdriver. You can do with that as you please. Some sort of a Leatherman or Gerber multi-tool. This one is super heavy, and I probably should shop around and get a lighter one. It's just what I have, and so I use it. So that's it for the standard tools. We'll get into some tire levers, and tire irons here in a minute. I'm going to show you how this all zips up. That's what it looks like, all compact. That's my go-to. That way when I just go grab that, I don't need tire levers and all that very often. I'll show you those in a minute. But this is my standard tool kit. I usually have this somewhere else. I can put it in there, but I'll have that even more handy in a pocket or in a jacket pocket or one of my Moscow gnat bags on my handlebar. I'll keep that even more handy. So first go-to is the Leatherman, second is this, and then if we get more serious on tires, I go to a different bag. On occasion, I have purchased this Climb tool bag that goes around your waist. I've been known to carry this on dirt bikes, depending on how far out we're going to get. If I don't have luggage on the dirt bike, then I need some way to carry tools, and I don't like to have that much weight on my back. So you can put almost everything that I carry, you can put in this, just as an option. It does work very well, but I prefer not to carry anything on my person. But just so you know, that is an option, and I do have a link to that as well. So let's get into tires for a minute. I do not carry all of these items. However, I do, depending on the motorcycle that I have, I carry a few things. So first of all, let me get into what I carry it in. I usually carry my tire irons in a pouch like this, and I carry an extra tube in that pouch. I only carry a 21-inch tube because you can put a front 21 tube in a rear 18 tire and you can get out of the woods. You will want to take it easy. I have done it. Obviously you don't want a heavy duty tube because those things take up too much room and weight. So just a standard 21-inch tube, I carry it in this bag. These bags are on Amazon again, you can purchase those. And then in the other bag, I carry tire irons. I don't carry all of these tire irons, and let me explain. I almost always carry the Motion Pro bead breaker tire irons. They're super lightweight, and that's going to help you set your bead. And then hopefully, depending on how many motorcycles we have and the motorcycle in question, I only need one other tire lever, and I carry it depending on the axle size of the motorcycle. A lot of the KTMs will have the same axle nut on the front and rear, which is awesome. That means one tool, but depending on who I'm riding with and how many tools they have, I will, before the trip, try and make sure that I have an axle nut or a wrench for every axle nut for every bike on the trip. And then this one comes with the KTM, I believe the 2-strokes, and I carry that if I'm on a dirt bike trip because I can pull the spark plug and the axle. It's just a really useful tool to have. And then depending on, again, the bike that you're running, if you have a big front axle Allen, you'll need an adapter like this. And what I'll do is I'll find, if you find the size of your front axle, and then you're going to use one of your Motion Pro tools to twist it. So you'll need a combination that works for your bike depending on your trip. So that is my tire tools, and again, those go in that bag. Now, tire pumps. I've evolved over the years, and I'm still evolving. New stuff keeps coming out. When I first started riding, I just got a cheap 12-volt pump. And I have an SAE connector on all of my adventure bikes because I can run heated gear. I run the trickle charger when they're being stored. So this just plugs right into that same connector and works great. I don't have to worry about this being charged. It is huge, but it is lightweight. If I'm running dirt bikes or something that doesn't have, I haven't put a power adapter on, that doesn't do me any good. So then I can run this as a battery powered power brick basically. It's a pump, but you can also charge your phone with it. It is very heavy. A little bit smaller, but you're going to compromise with weight, but you don't have to plug it into anything, so you can just charge. And then I've also been using this for my mountain bikes, and I've been known to take this, especially on a dirt bike where you don't need that much PSI. If we did get out in somewhere not super remote, but just as a plan B, I could carry this super lightweight pump and pump a tire up if I had to. And then I also use this little tire gauge. This is super handy because it doesn't let any air out when you test, like a normal tire changer or the old school tire pressure gauges when you put them on. It lets some air out every time. This one seems to not do that, and it gives you a digital readout as soon as you hit it. So I find that to be handy. On to medical. I am not, repeat, not qualified to give any medical advice or any sort of trauma care advice. Just telling you what I've bought and what I've carried. I bought this kit off of Amazon thinking it would be great. It is huge. And there's a bunch of stuff in here that I should learn how to use, but everything from tourniquets to splints, band-aids, and depending on the trip, I will carry some of these items, but I usually take what items I think I might need and make a smaller kit. Fortunately, on all of my journeys, all we've ever needed is a few band-aids here or there. Thankfully, but it would be wisdom to have some gauze and to get some medical training, and that's something I'm considering, so that you have the right gear and know how to use it should somebody need it. But at bare minimum, you have some sort of a medical kit to help someone out. And then I've got a water purifier in here that will take stream water or even a puddle if you were in an emergency and purify it so that it becomes drinkable. Again, not every ride, but we're talking if I'm solo in New Mexico on a BDR in the middle of nowhere, I want as much as I can with me, as much as I could bring with me. And maybe you can consider this medical, but these earplugs, I use these extensively on all my street rides, and even if I'm on an ADV bike or a BDR and we get to the asphalt, I stop, take my helmet off, and put these in. I think I just have super sensitive ears, but I've tried lots of earplugs, and these purple ones have been the most comfortable for me, and they do the best job of keeping that road noise to a minimum. A couple of miscellaneous items. I've used this way more than I would like to admit, and this is a tow strap. So a bike goes down in the middle of the woods, the only way you can get it out is to pull it. So you put one of these around your right foot peg, put the other end, it's already looped around the bike that's getting towed's left foot peg, and then you tow them out. And we've gone miles in some unbelievably tough terrain with tow straps. I highly recommend having something to tow a bike out. And depending on what you're getting into, a tree saw of some kind is advantageous. If you come across a tree you can't get around, over, or through, you might have to be there a while, but you can get through it if you have a saw on you. As I was editing this video, I realized there's 3 more things that I can choose from to bring depending on the trip. One is a bead buddy by Motion Pro. There's also some knockoffs out there. This is great if you're by yourself. It adds basically a third hand. You can hold down the bead while you're trying to put the tire on. Super useful, again, especially if you're by yourself. Second is a power brick with a charger or with a jumper. It's a lot of space, it's a lot of weight, it's probably overkill, but if you're remote camping, you can use this to charge your phone, charge your cameras, and then also jump your bike. So something to consider. I will put a link to this one in the description. If you're on a KTM 890, an ODB2 reader like this one or equivalent with an adapter that fits to your bike will allow you to read the codes and clear them. It turned out I had a dead KTM 890 that I spent a bunch of time diagnosing, tearing all apart, and all I had to do was clear the error codes. So that's a video you can check out in the link above, but also I just throw that in the bag anytime I'm on that KTM now because I'm just nervous about it. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you have great rides, and I'll catch you in the next video.